So hello everyone, welcome to my very small YouTube channel. My name is Isabelle, I am in France, I have 3 sons and I have 3 cats. Some say it's related. And I'm bringing you these videos in English because I miss my English, and I used to work and live in the United States, but that was over 30 years ago. And I miss talking in English. I still read, write, and I'm able to listen to English without any problem, but I miss talking in English. So if you are willing to bear with me, to bear with my mistakes and my hesitations, and if a video about my knitting adventures sound good to you, please stay tuned. Okay, so one of my cats is playing on the table. You may hear him playing with a paper bag. I may just interrupt to place the paper bags away. And my windows are open, so you may hear outside sounds. We are in a heat wave here in France. It's going to be extremely hot. Especially in Normandy where I live, and I'm not used to that heat and I don't like it. We are having fires in France, so everything is open, and please have thoughts to these people in France who are suffering from fires. So are many other people in the world. I'm gonna stop here because he's making too much noise. I'm gonna put the paper bags away. These were the paper bags where my new yarn was sitting. Or maybe he's gonna. Okay, he's gonna lay down here on the table. So that's fine. I'm not interrupting. So today it's a knitting adventure video. As I said in my last video, I may pause for some time my Woolly News series, because for that I need to do a bit of work. That means gather things that I'm seeing, so and then report them back to you, either patterns I liked, techniques, things I've read around the knitting and the fiber community, tips and tricks, tutorials, books, new yarns and everything. I need to be in a mind space where I can do that, and currently I'm not really in that kind of mind space for now, so I'm pausing the Woolly News series for now. I kind of miss talking about things that are not directly related to my own knitting adventures. I noticed a couple days ago I just crossed 500 subscribers, and I'm just amazed it did happen. And I should have access at some point at the community tab in YouTube. So I may, once I have access to that, I may talk about some of the things I usually talk about in my Woolly News series on the spot in a post in the community tab once it appears in my interface. And I will have some life updates at the end of the video. And just up front, I wanted to thank everyone who's commented on my previous videos after my father passed away. And I do appreciate each and every one of your comments. And I do appreciate you watching, even though if you haven't commented. It's that kind of community I like, online community I like, and I've been around online communities for over 15 years now, and different type of communities, free software communities for the most part, and of course there are always people who are rude and trolls and, you know, people like that. But I personally focus on people who are nice and kind and give good thoughts and good advices and are willing to help. And this is what I like in these communities, and this is what I like in this fiber and knitting community. So yeah, thanks everyone, and I will, you know, post at the end of the video the live update. So if you are not interested, you're just going to be skipping that part. Okay, so what am I going to be talking about today after what I'm wearing? And there is one modification I want to make on this t-shirt. I'm going to talk about two finished objects, to my surprise, because, you know, I've been knitting, but once again, my mind was elsewhere, so I did manage to finish two objects. And I have a work in progress that I started as an impulse cast on, and a happy mail, because this is something I bought back in April, I think, and Yarn just got back to me and arrived at the house, arrived maybe a week ago, and with all, you know, other goodies that were in the bag. So I'm going to be talking about that. And speaking of about what I'm wearing, I realize it may be the same t-shirt I was wearing during my last video, and you know, it just happens like that. I wear it a lot. It's extremely hot right now in France, and cotton t-shirts are what I'm drawn to towards when it's very hot. And I am wearing it right now just because I wanted to be talking about something. It's white, so, you know, I've placed some lights because I closed that part of the house because it's bright sunshine, and it's going to be extremely hot, even hotter if I open up. I've opened all the shutters here on this side because the sun is not right now on that side, you know, of the house. So I still have lights, and it appears a bit yellower on the camera. Maybe that's just me who is not, you know, seeing right. But anyway, it's a plain bright white t-shirt. I guess you see it with the light from the daylight here, and plain white t-shirt. So that's my t-shirt from the past. A few of you said you liked it very much. It's just two rectangles that I knitted with an I-cord edging. I made the back a bit longer than the front, and sewn on each side, garter stitch. That's all. And I made, you know, 3 little dot points here where I sew the two parts together, front and back. That's all. Here I have an I-cord edge because I like the way I-cords look at the end of garments or shawls or, you know, things like that. And this very white I-cord in the front and in the back, even though I've not worn that t-shirt that much, maybe, you know, 10 times since the beginning of this summer, this part is getting yellowish, brownish, even though I wash it every time I wear it. I think it's either the SPF I'm wearing. I have very fair skin. I don't get tanned. I get red and I peel off, and I get red and I peel off and I get red. So that's what I was doing when I was a kid. But now as an adult, for many years, I'm wearing SPF all year round, and mostly on my face and hands during most part of the year, and on my body during the summertime. Any place of my body that is going to be exposed to light or sunlight, if I go out, I place 50 plus SPF on me. And I think the SPF is turning the I-cord edge here yellow, brown, dirty looking, and I don't like that. So I I think what I'm gonna do, I have some dark cotton. So I have dark green or lighter green, because I knitted a couple years ago the papillon shawl, a butterfly shawl for my sister-in-law for her Christmas present. And with a darker cotton, either blue or green, or maybe both, because I'm wearing a green shirt, and I like this t-shirt with that skirt, excuse me. I like this t-shirt with that skirt I'm wearing. So either, you know, leave one V from the I-cord white and have one green and one blue, or, you know, light, and alternate light and dark. I'm thinking about doing this in duplicate stitch. You have plenty of tutorials about everywhere, so that at least this part is darker, and the green or yellow stains don't show up that much. And I'm gonna just pause here, because I'm going to be talking about what I have done next, but also because I forgot to turn off all my notifications. So, okay, focus is on, and I won't receive any notifications. Okay, so that's what I was wearing, and what I'm going to be doing about the neckline. My finished objects, and I have two. And I have one finished object that I casted on when I was, you know, dealing with my father passing away. So I guess I haven't reported on that as a work in progress. And of course, I'm just going to show you the finished object. But first, before I talk about this one, I just want to tell you my slip extravaganza is finished. I finished it a few minutes before I turned the camera on today, because I had to do the grafting at the end, and I just finished the I-cord edge last night. It was a bit later, and I was tired, and I said I will do that tomorrow morning. So here is my slip extravaganza, the first clue. So you may recall the caramelly color is cinnamon stone from Zakami yarn, such as Zakami yarn, the light gray, which is Persepolis, and the brownish is Deep Ends from Trellis, and the bright aqua blue turquoise color is also Ice Sky from Trellis. And this is the color I first chose, and organize the other colors around that. And I copied what Millie from Tribe Yarns did for her own shawl, even though my own aqua blue is a bit brighter, or even a lot brighter than hers. At some point I was thinking, or maybe I need to rip that out and start over with a lighter blue, the way she did it. And I decided to continue. So because I was thinking these two ones, the cinnamon color and the bright blue color, were too strong together, and one of them had to be lighter. So either I would go for a lighter caramelly color or lighter blue, but I decided to continue, and I'm quite happy. I did not stop. So first clue, second clue, it's quite heavy. Third clue, the crisscross painting brick type of design. I'm not sure how I can put that, because, you know, of course I haven't blocked it. So here you have it, kind of. Yeah, maybe that way. So 1, 2, 3, fourth clue. No, 1, yes, 1, 2, 3. Fourth clue here. So I respected, at some point I was thinking, do I place the light gray one? Do I place the blue one here? But no, I continue to keep the color 1, 2, 3 the way they were in the pattern. So fifth clue with the triangles. So I did not enjoy knitting the first clue. The yarn management I did not like. I usually do not complain much about, patterns or what I have to do, because, if I'm not happy, I just can stop and do something else, right? Rather than saying, yeah, this is not the way I like it. Okay, stop, recycle the yarn and do something else. That's my own philosophy. But I did not like the yarn management in that part. I didn't like it. I'm not sure why. It was not complicated. I just did not like all the fuss to change yarn color every 2 rows. Anyway, this part I enjoyed. It was very easy. This part was very easy too. I enjoyed it. It was mindless. This part was mindless. Clue 5, I did not like either. Having to break the yarn and start over with new yarn every triangle shape, I did not like. Why? I'm not sure, but I did not like it. Anyway, I did it. All the 25 of them, if I recall correctly, they are all done. And I went for the large border, which is done now too. And I respected also the color arrangement in the border, because I've seen Stephen West at some point had changed the color arrangement. So here they are, and I'm quite happy because I have a lot of this blue that I liked very much. And I'm finished once again with the I-cord edge here. And now I need to block. And before blocking, I need to take care of all of these ends, which I've done the Weave Steven method, which is the Weave Isabel method. I'm sure I was doing that before he was even born. And so anyway, this is going to be a bit easier to take care of all the yarn ends here. I think there is one of these triangles I forgot to weave it in, so I need to carefully have a look at that so that I can catch it and weave it in. I know some people have also complained the large border was very large, and some of them have stopped at the small border. Sorry, this is the wrong side. Okay, this is the right side. Some people have stopped at the small border. Once I started the border, I said to myself, I'll go for the small one, and if I don't mind, I'll go for the larger one. Whichever one I'm comfortable with, for the look, for the work I have to do. So I went for the large one, and it took me over 2 weeks to complete the border, maybe 3 weeks. I don't recall whenever I started it. And of knitting, because it took me longer than that, but at some point in June I did not knit anything. I had no time. I did not have the headspace. It was very long. Yes, one row was about 50 minutes. So I would knit one row in one sitting if I had 50 minutes ahead of me. So I would mostly knit at night, watching TV, because it was, TV, I don't have a TV, so watching shows or videos, or, I have Amazon Primes. There are a lot of shows and movies I like that are on Prime, so I was watching that. And it was a no-brainer. So very long, but not boring at all, because some people said it was very boring to do that border. Every so many stitches I had to do something. That means I would not have my mind wandering, and it was just perfect for me to have something easy to focus on. And I almost never unraveled this row, never. I did unravel at some points, even in the border, because I missed a stitch, and at some point, you know, as I was counting, there was one stitch missing. So at some point, at one edge here, one of these edges here, it took me a long time to retrieve the stitch because I could not find it. So I left it for the next day, saying I would look at that in the daylight, and I could find it. So I worked my way back up with that lost stitch, and that was the only event for that border. So it took me a long time, yes. And the I-cord edging took me 3 evenings to complete. But I did not get bored, and I kind of miss having it finished. So I may start a new shawl. I'm not sure. I'm very happy. We'll see what the whole thing looks like once it's all open and all blocked. Maybe that way you will have the daylight, maybe more than that way. I think it's going to be beautiful. Many people say it's stunning. I do think it is stunning, and it was a very enjoyable knit for me. At some point I was considering stopping knitting with it completely and knit something else during you know, all the events with my father and all the ceremonies and the sad people and the sad things, so that I do not knit sad feelings into this shawl that I wanted to be wearing a lot. But I continued, you know, that's why I casted on something else, but I continued knitting on it whenever I was feeling like it, and I think that was the best thing to do. And I don't associate bad feelings with that shawl, so that's the most important. So I hope next time I will show it to you all blocked out and all open, and I can display it at some point. Okay, so now this shawl, you have seen it since the beginning of my casting on. Next, sort of also an impulse cast on when I was at my mother's. I want to knit with cotton right now. It's extremely hot, and this is what I want to be wearing. So you are going to tell me, yes, girl, you should have knitted cotton during the winter time for this summer, and you should be knitting with wool for next autumn or fall or winter. And I'll tell you, this was very hot on my laps. So no, we are in the summertime. I want to knit with cotton, and if it's not finished for this summer but for next summer, so be it. And you really have a nice September month here in Normandy, so it can be still warm. So why did I cast on during my father's passing away and all the ceremonies and everything and sad moments? I casted on that scarf, which is, I would say, it should have been a small scarf, and it's a larger scarf that I had in my mind to wear whenever I am hiking with my hiking group. So you see, it should, you know, it's not that big. And I do have scarves I wear during when I hike, because I'm always cold in my throat and in the front of my body. So this is cotton. It goes in the washing machine, and it's an unpleasant cotton. It's cotton that I got into my mother's whenever she gave me all of her stash, and I forgot to bring it up here. So if you allow me to have 2 seconds. The cotton is from Trois Suisses, which used to be, I'm not sure they are anymore an online store, but before it was online. So you would have a catalog every so often, so maybe like the Sears catalog, where you would buy clothes and houseware and even yarn and other appliances and stuff like that. And this is a very unpleasant cotton. It's I'm not sure I wrote the composition here. Yes, it's 63% cotton and 37 other fibers, mostly acrylic. And I had, this kind of greenish color, the white, and this kind of blue, and which was, it's, as a green with white specks, or a mix of blue and white. And this part here, which was a bit bluer and shinier. The touch I don't like. It's not itchy, but whenever she gave it to me, there are, you can see there are some fibers that go out of the cotton. I don't like the touch of it. It's not itchy, it's not scratchy. I just did not envision anything I would wear as a garment with that, because it would not be pleasant. This cotton is very smooth and soft to the touch, even though it's a bit rough, because cotton, when you let it dry out by itself, it's not soft, but the touch is soft. This touch is not soft. So I decided I was, there are fibers about everywhere, to make a scarf that I would not care about if it gets stained or lost or ruined of some sort. The pattern I used is a pattern a free pattern on Ravelry that is called My Friend Zoe, and I'm going to place a picture of it right now. And I think the scarf from the test knit is smaller than that, but I just knitted as much as I wanted. So I started with a green. I did a fade, sort of a fade here, and I use, I don't recall the name of this mathematical suit. I will write it down somewhere. Of course, I've worked so much with it that I don't recall it right now. So I made, one row. So there were 7 rows, and then 2 rows, and there were 6, and then 3 rows, and there were 5, and etc. to go to that kind of a fade. Then moved to the white. Then did some duplicate stitch. I should not have, because it's a bit tighter, so it's not a smooth line from the edge, but I don't care. So I tried several slip stitches, several slip stitches that I tried, and then I moved to the plain blue one after some rapid fade, because I'm sort of out of the white, and I was sort of playing yarn chicken so that I just finish the white at one edge. So I did that, and then I moved to the plain blue one and shiny one. This one is softer. And you can see there is no, threads sticking out. So this one is softer, so I did not knit everything so that I can use it. Maybe I can use it for the border here. That could be an idea. Anyway, so a free scarf pattern on Ravelry. It's very easy. You do an eyelet on one side, and your increase is rows on the other side with an eyelet too here. And so you use that to increase your stitches. Every other row, or every 4 rows, you have an increase, and you go and you move up, and then you finish with that very simple eyelet and knit 2 together, yarn over and knit 2 together pattern. And what I like with that pattern, it's straight at one edge, and then it goes wider at the other edge, so that means you can wear it, with the pointy top. That way I can, attach it, and it's covering my front my throat and my front. So that I like and it's cotton. So once you wear it once, you throw it in the washing machine and you let it dry, and that's it. So I'm quite happy I did it. I still don't like the touch after it being washed. Maybe it's gonna be softer with time and washing. We'll see, but that's for my hiking. And I can also wear it on my head, so perfect. And I'm quite happy with that too. Okay, so that's for my two finished objects. Now I'm gonna be moving to my work in progress, and my impulse cast-on is also with which one is the right side? I think this one. But is also with cotton. I had bought this cotton whenever I first started knitting back again, 4 years ago. It's a recycled cotton from We Are Knitters. I did not know about other companies before that. And that was the first time I think I bought yarn online. And what I liked, it's 95% recycled cotton, and the same, as Dererum Natura did, not long time ago with one of their yarns. 5% other fibers. I think they have 2% of the other fibers. And the other fibers come from the remaining of fibers you get whenever you recycle cotton, because it's not always 100% cotton. And from jeans, for example, you have the edging, the thread at the edging, which are usually polyester or soft kind of artificial fiber. So this one is undyed, and it's recycled from jeans, and I liked the blue-gray kind of color, and it's irregular color. It's not a regular color, and I liked the aspect of this yarn in the on the website, and the aspect of the finished object they were showing, and it was not expensive. So I made a fishbone shawl from Stephen West. That was my first shawl with that cotton, and I'm wearing it right now, or not today because it's too hot, but because it's in cotton, and it's extremely convenient. Whenever I feel like it's a bit dirty, I throw it in the washing machine and let it dry, and everything is fine. So I still have, so I made a t-shirt with that cotton. I had bought 10 balls, I think. And I still have, I think, 5 or 6 balls, 5 balls left, for sure, 5 balls. I don't know how many I have in here. So that's 1, 2, that's the remaining of 1. So that's 2.5, but I have maybe a couple ones that are elsewhere. I did not bring everything with me. So yeah, I still have enough to make another t-shirt or for the summertime, and I wanted to be knitting with cotton. And the only thing I do not like with cotton, and that's the same with the scarf here, that it's hard on my hands. So when I knitted the Stephen West shawl, it's a free pattern, and I will link it down below. When I knitted the Stephen West shawl, I used my metal interchangeable needles. I have a higher set that I first bought when 4 years ago, when I went back to knitting. And since then I bought a bamboo set from... it's something I could find in France, so I'm not sure. I will write down below, knit something. And it's a bit less of a hard, strenuous work with my hand, but still it's a bit hard on the fingers and on the hand. So that's the one thing I don't like about cotton. But other than that, I like, and this is what I'm currently knitting on. You're going to tell me, what are you going to be knitting on? This is a bottom-up pieced cardigan from Noragon, and I'm going to show you the pattern. And you know, I'm knitting that at with a higher gauge because I did not get gauge at all from what she was showing in her pattern book. And I wanted it to be not that fitted and not that cropped from what she was showing. So it's going to be a summer piece, a layering piece, so it can be, you know, transparent. I'm going to be wearing things under that, and I may turn it, so, you know, knit it as a cardigan with an open front and buttons and everything, but maybe either do short sleeves or no sleeves at all. Here are my bamboo. No, it's not written. The brand is not written on it. So yeah, my first Noragon pattern, and I'm not sure how you can see it best, maybe that way. I like it. So I stopped knitting on it so that I can finish the sleep extravaganza, because I wanted to rush to it. And yes, that little bit of wool is on the ground. I hope my baby cat, who is sleeping right there, is not gonna see it. So which pattern is that? It's from the Twisted Stitch source book from Noragon that I bought. I'm not sure I recall when. And this is not the one that made me buy the book. And this is not the one I thought I was going to be knitting. But it's a very impulsive, so I'm going to try not to show you the instructions. Very impulsive cast on. So that's the cropped cardi from that book. And as I told you, so that what I've shown is the back. So you have the front here, so you can imagine what the back is going to be. And I'm gonna making it just a bit boxier, maybe a bit longer. So I may add a repeat or half a repeat to it, and play with how the top of the of the cardigan is gonna be looking. So we'll have to think, and so that the bottom, the top and front and the top back match as far as the stitch pattern goes. Okay, and I may just, once I've done the front and the back, sew the pieces together and see if I want a bit of a sleeve, a short sleeve, or no sleeve at all, and just, you know, make some ribbing. And I'll see if I have enough yarn, and if I do not, I will do it as a vest, an open front vest. So that's my impulse cast on. When I was seeing I was going to be finishing my sleep extravaganza, I was thinking I need to be planning ahead a new cast on. And I was looking around, and this book was on top of my coffee table, and I just took it and flipped the pages, and, you know, it landed on the cropped cardi, and I said, okay, I'm gonna see if I have enough cotton to make it, and I'm gonna be making it in cotton. So in the book, it's for wool, so I'm using cotton. I'm not using the same gauge at all, so I think, you know, from what my gauge and what I measured, and I think it's not gonna be too boxy, but a bit boxier than, I'm not sure I recall which size I am. Oh, I did not write it here. So yeah, my Ravelry page is not up to date for this one, because this one is missing. I haven't taken pictures, so but anyway, a bit boxier, but not that boxy for a vest. And will I have sleeves or not? I will decide as I go, and I also will decide depending on how much yarn I'm left with. So that was my impulse casting on. I still have other cotton from way back that I do not like. In particular, the cotton I got to knit the papillon butterfly shawl for my sister-in-law. So I have some green, fading green ball, and I have two fading from white to blue, to aqua blue, and white to darker blue. So I'll see what I want to do with these. I still have also some dark blue that is left. So I was thinking maybe get my hands at brioche. What's driving me back is that I did not like at all knitting with that cotton. It was very splitty. And but maybe it also because I was knitting it with a very pointy metal untouchable needle set. So I have to try with bamboo needles, and if it's less splitty with the bamboo set, I may try. I have a couple patterns of brioche shawls I want to try, and I think that one side being the dark blue and the other side being a fade of white to some lighter aqua blue or darker blue, jean blue, may be a good idea. So these are my plans, and you'll see what next time what I have decided to cast on. Okay, for this last segment, it's gonna be some happy mail more than acquisition, because I did the acquisition and I reported back on it last April. I received the Myth birthday box from Trellis that I bought back in April. So I had selected the pattern I wanted to be knitting with that, but I had forgotten one detail. Previous boxes were one skein of merino sock yarn type of fingering yarn, and one skein of mohair yarn. So I had selected the pattern for that, and I went back to what she was saying, and she was saying there were going to be two merino type of yarn. And it's two merino type of yarn. So the pattern I have selected won't be working for that. So I need either to find something else, which I haven't done yet, or wait for what she's going to be suggesting, because on her birthday, which is at the end of July, she will suggest patterns. So this moody, dark, kind of gray blue with a colder tone with these purplish, but some kind of warmth here with yellow and rust colors, is called Orion's Belt. It's on her Yama base, 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, 10% nylon, and it's 400 meters for 100 grams. Very soft, and so I'm very happy to be knitting with yak. It's gonna be my first too, and this is something I have been wanting to be doing. Once I have knitted all of my stash, I will for one try on knitting with yak yarn. Most probably, most probably from my yak. So, yeah, I'll be having a preview of what knitting with yak is. So that's the first skein, and the second skein is on her Eris base. It's called Myth. So that's the inspiration for the box. It's about myth, mythos from Greece and skies and, you know, everything. I've talked about that already. And it's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, and it's very bright yellow, orange, and rust, and green, and blue on this creamy base. It's more cream than white base. And yeah, so I'm gonna be waiting for her patterns suggestions. I've been considering trying also some kind of brioche, but I don't want to be this one lost into the speckles or this bright one lost into, you know, lose the moody part of the Orient Belts colorway. I think they won't show up much in the brioche. So I may not do brioche with these two ones. I'm going to be waiting to see what she's offering. I have a few patterns I would like where, mostly shawls I think, where the two ones will be playing their own part and will be showcased, each one their own way. So yeah, so I think I'll be waiting for her suggestions, and before I'm going to be on vacation whenever she's going to be releasing her suggestions, and I'm going to print a couple patterns that I may want to be doing if I'm not interested into what she's suggesting. Okay, so with that box came a few other goodies. Two of them were face masks, which I've already used. One of them was a small notebook that I'm using because to plan ahead and see what I'm gonna be filming and my ideas. I had a big planner, but it's not convenient. I can't have it with me, and I was thinking I wanted a smaller notebook. So I'm just gonna be using her. It's from the Minotaur from Fagoto Books. You have here the details and their Instagram, and so it's a Greek, I guess, book company, because some of the description in the back is in Greek and in English. And it's a see-through first page with very nice drawings. And what is funny is that you have, at the bottom of the page, these drawings that, do you remember when you were flipping pages and making small drawings on the bottom right of your books when we were young, and it would make a small animation? And that's, the book company details here. And, I started in July, and this is my own notes. And I'm going to be trying that. And I did not want to use it for other things than knitting, and me wanting a small notebook to be, planning ahead and taking notes about what I've been talking about and when, in which video. That was the perfect timing for that. Thank you, Trellis. And the second goodie is a small pouch, and it's by Ink Job. So their own thing is to print on fabric. So with a kind of a normie type of print in the inside, or a cheetah type of print. And I like these colors very much. So I haven't used it yet. First, because I wanted to show it to you, and second, because I'm not sure I want to use it for knitting notions or makeup in my bag. I'm not sure. I will tell you which one I'm choosing. And so this little pouch is from the Ink Job. So it's hand prints on fabric. And here you have their Instagram. I will, as always, link everything I've talked about down below. Okay, so I guess that's all I wanted to be talking about. You know, I have it here. Yes, yes, yes. So if I'm gonna move, oh, it's gonna be a long one. I'm gonna be moving now to my life updates, and if you are absolutely not interested into life updates, I thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, because you know, once I passed 500 subscribers, I will have access to the community tab, but if I lose subscribers, I will lose access. So please subscribe so that I can gain access to these perks that YouTube, the way YouTube works, is giving you. And I hope I will see you in my next video. Okay, so thank you for having waiting that long. I'm gonna be talking a bit, I don't want to be too sad about my life updates. Things are still a bit complicated with my mother. She's lost, and some days are good. Today was a good day, and I call her, you know, first thing in the morning, because she wakes up very early, so I want to hear the sound of her voice, and if the sound of her voice is nice, I know it's gonna be an okay day, and if not, I know I will have to call her several times in the day. She loses things, she forgets things. I'm not sure where we're at with the evaluation, if it has taken place or not. I don't think so. Some people came to her house to, you know, set up someone coming for doing some of the housework and cleaning and stuff like that, and it's going to be starting in September, so that's fine. But for the rest, I'm not sure, and my sister is taking care of that, so I'm not sure where it's at. All the administrative work is done as far as I could imagine the work to be done, and everything had to be done. I'm going on vacation at the end of next week. So we are currently on the 13th of July. I'm going to be posting that video next Friday, which should be 14th, 15th, 16th of July, if I'm not mistaken. And next Friday I'm going to be leaving, or Saturday, depending on the traffic and whenever I can be ready, because I need to, you know, bring my cats to the I would say, how would I say that? It's a shelter that you know, can, you know, you can board your animals for a few weeks, but it's more like a very expensive hotel for cats. So and I'm planning to be gone for 3 weeks and go to the Pyrenees, so I will stop by my mother's for a few days, first to celebrate her birthday, and then we need to go to the legal person who is going to be taking care of all of her assets and my father's succession, and you know. So if there are other things that need to be done, he will tell me. So for now, I'm gonna be a bit more easy with all the paperwork, unless she receives papers. So I've set up something with her neighbors. When she receives papers, she calls me, she reads the papers to me, and she goes to her neighbors, and they scan the documents and send them to me by mail, and I deal with it. So that's, with that part she gets lost, because she forgets what has been dealt with, even though I ask her to write on papers and, you know, clip them to the papers what she needs to be doing with the papers, and what needs to be done and what has been done. And I ask her to put all these papers away with in a place with my name on it, and I will, you know, file all of them in the correct file when I'm there. sometimes she digs into that file, she digs out papers and she calls me, what do I need to do with that? And you know, I have to do a lot of work to trace back what she's talking about and see it's been already dealt with, or maybe it's not, but okay. So it adds a lot of complication, and I hope once I'm with her, I will file all of these and I will tell her, you know, all that is taken care of, it's in your cabinet, and you don't touch it, and you don't, you know, worry about it anymore. So that's one thing. And then I'm gonna go to Toulouse to pick up my second son, who is a PhD student over there. And we are going to drive to the Pyrenees. So we are going to be together for a week. I hope we'll do some hiking and, you know, go to restaurants and relax and, you know, see things and go to the yarn farm, the mohair farm, and I hope I will be able to film a bit over there so that you can see, and maybe I will try to make videos of my Pyrenean time. I'm not sure what's going to be happening, because sometimes my mother says she wants to come with us, sometimes she says she doesn't want. So I guess I'll see once I'm there, and I will know on the spot what is going to be happening. So whether she's with me after I drive my son back to the airport, because he's coming for 2 weeks here in Normandy when I'm away, so that he can be with his friends and, you know, see his friends from his first graduate year at the university. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to be staying, if I'm going to be alone and be able to do whatever I want to do, or if she's going to be with me, and it's going to be a bit more complicated because she can't walk that much, so she won't be able to go hiking, even though I'm not hiking a lot. I'm not hiking the way I used to, because I have a problem with my knees, and they do hurt a lot, especially if I'm going down. Going up is not a problem, going down is a bigger problem. So yeah, I'll see whatever happens, if I'm gonna be able to spend the 2.5 weeks I've planned, or at least 2 weeks in the Pyrenees as I've planned, or not, if she's gonna be with me or not. We'll see. And yeah, I'm looking forward to being on vacation. I need that. I need turning off my alarm clock in the morning. I need to stop thinking about my father and work, and my mother and work. And I need to be thinking a bit more about myself, the way a few of you have recommended me to do, because it's not easy. It's easy to recommend it, to be doing it to other people, but it's not easy to apply that good recommendation to myself, at least. And I just wanted to say I really appreciated every comment, everyone having these nice words for me. It really went right into my heart. It's on this side, and I guess the video flips on the side. It went straight to my heart, and I do appreciate every time people comment, every time people like videos, and not for the YouTube algorithm. I can't say I don't care about it. I do, but I'm not doing these videos for that. I do these videos because I want to do them. I want to report on things, and I want to get in touch with the community, because that's what I like. And with people, knowing people who are very far away, sometimes on the other side of the world from me, but we do share common interests, we do share common views on life, and this cannot happen without YouTube. So this is what I like in YouTube. So yeah, I will continue to be doing. I'll try to film videos. I'm not good at that and placing them on the screen at the end. So I went to the music festival. It was a rock electronica music festival. So maybe some of you were thinking I was going to be listening to classical music, and quite not at all. Loud music, rock music, and a very family festival. More than 30 people every day. There were 5 days, so it was over 225 people for the 5 days. We saw Muse, which you may know, very loud music. I'm gonna try to place a couple pictures at the end. If you do like rock and groups who have a message, I would recommend Skunk and Nancy. I did not know them before I saw the lineup for the festival. Once again, very rock and borderline punkish group of musicians, but the singer is amazing. They have messages that are, quite close to what I think they are from in UK. Let's say UK. I'm not sure where in UK. And and other French groups that you may not know. One very good French pop is Mathieu Chédid. He calls himself M, and he has sceneries with the M word. He wears hats that look like M. And at first, when he first started, he was gluing his hair like that would look like a M. So he was having his hair here, the pointy part of the M, and two pointy part of his hair on each side, and that's how it all started. And his grandma was a poetess, André Chédid. She's very well known here, and his father was a musician, kind of folk, French folk type of musician, and he's doing very good rock and pop music, and now he's touring with Gail Ann Dorset, who used to be the bass player with David Bowie, and I've known her for a very long time, and I've been listening to her. I guess I first knew about her when she was playing with David Bowie, and I have a DVD of one of their concert or something. I am not sure I recall exactly, but she's absolutely fabulous. She sings, she has a very silky voice, and she plays, of course, bass like a goddess. And there were a lot of other groups. I would go only in the evening. It would start mid-afternoon. It was very hot, and I was working, so I would go in the evening, meet friends here and there, and some of them we had planned to see each other, some of them we had not, and spend the evening. And I would go back home around midnight, because there were, musicians after that, but it was too late for me and I had to work in the morning. So some of them I missed not seeing them, but it was too late. And but I did enjoy very much these 5 days. And I had told my mother, I won't be able to talk to you tonight because I'm at the music festival. And it helped me a lot, telling her I won't be on call. And I guess that's what I have to be doing at some point, telling her when I can't be on call, and when she, have to find other ways to be dealing with her problems, or just wait, I'm available. And I'm trying to place happiness into my life, and I do hope you are actively placing happiness into your life, because it's not going to come all by itself, and it's especially an acute things to do whenever bad things happen to you. And I'm sorely reminded that other people may be suffering everywhere else when I'm suffering. And you know, we can talk about placing happiness into our lives, and be just words or be real feelings. And I am still thinking about people in Ukraine, because the war is not over and they are suffering. And I hope, yes, I hope you will be able to do that for yourself and take care of yourself. And I thank you very much for staying with me up to this end of this video. And I will see you next time.